Hey guys, MJ here from Nitecore Singapore. Today we're going to look at the new MH12S. Alright, so how it stacks up against other lights of the same spec and 3 things that make this Nitecore's must-have flagship light for the year 2020 and even 2021. Right, so now there are a ton of lights out there to choose from. Even from within Nitecore's range, right, there are a ton. So a lot of clients get stuck because they don't know where to start. Right, the arrival of this MH12S simplifies that decision for many clients. So now if someone asks me, hey, what flashlight do you recommend? And then I find out that they don't need those tactical features, they don't need to see very far, they just want a general purpose, do-it-all flashlight that they can rely on to get stuff done, then this is it, right, the MH12S. And I'll show you exactly why. So this MH12S is the 5th generation of a long line of MH12 lights. So it all started with the MH12 several years ago. Then it went on to the MH12 GT, and then they came out with the MH12 GTS, MH12 version 2. Right, then a few months later, then they came out with the what we see today, which is the MH12S. Alright, so there's a lot of different versions. So what does this mean for us as consumers, right? You're going to get a flashlight that's been improved upon 5 times over the years. You're going to get the most compact, right? The longest lasting, fastest charging and brightest MH12 yet. Okay, so earlier I mentioned there are 3 things why this is Nitecore's flagship light. So number 1 is brightness. At a blinding 1800 lumens, right? That's 600 lumens brighter than the previous MH12 version 2. But you might say, hey, there are other lights there with 1800 lumens, like the recent P20i. So you've seen this in another video. So this is Nitecore's flagship light for tactical users, and at the same price point too, right? 1800 lumens, both at around 179. So which one should you choose? The MH12S was designed for less demanding applications. So the way the light handles its 1800 lumens is different. Right, the most obvious is brightness levels and mode memory. Right, the MH12S has 5 brightness levels which you can toggle from this button here. Low, right, medium, high, and then turbo, which is 1800 lumens. Right, the most useful being the second brightness mode at 1050 lumens. This runs for 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is incredibly useful for all kinds of work. And no matter what brightness you're at, when you off the light, right, and you turn it on again, it will always remember what you left it at. So if I'm working, throughout the night, very up close, I only want something like this, right? If I turn it off and I turn it on again, I won't get blinded every time I turn on the light. If I was using the P20i, which is the tactical version, right, you can't, because there's no mode memory. Even if you left it on low, like this one, and then I turn it off, and then the next time I take it and turn it on again, whoa, it will always go onto turbo. And this is a tactical request from the guys using this, right? They cannot afford to have their light turn on at the wrong mode at the wrong time. That's why it was programmed this way, okay? So this also means you can't have a light that runs 1000 lumens for 3 hours. You can only choose between full turbo for 90 minutes, and then a medium for 7 hours, and then a low mode. So this P20i only has 3 brightness levels, although it is still the same 1800 lumens, okay? So now you see, although the brightness is the same between both lights, the way you use it is different, right? The best part is you can program the MH12S to behave in tactical mode as well. So removing the brightness memory and going into turbo whenever you mash the buttons, right? With this light, you can get the best of both worlds, right? So when it comes to beam type, right, this is a mixed beam. So it's not a pure floodlight without any hotspot, or it's also not a pure long beam light with a very hot spot. This is a nice mixed beam which you can see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1000 lumens. You can see that close range, right? No problem. You can see the spot is much more pronounced than the i4000R. Roof test, yes, very clear. Long range roof test, can see, but yeah. This is good, right? It's not even on turbo. Right, on turbo at 1008 lumens, you can get even further. Right, everything looks great. Alright. Okay, so the number 2 reason why this is Nitecore's next must-have light is the battery type. Right, it can do over 3-hour runtime because of these new 21700 batteries. Okay, this is the 5000 mAh version, which comes with the light. Okay, compared to the normal AA batteries, right, you can see how small it is. This is where all the extra power comes from. You know, you see more and more lights using these types of batteries as mass production increases, you know, driving the prices down. So this is the older 1A650 battery at 3500 mAh. This costs $49, right? And this 5000 mAh battery that comes with the MH12, you know, this retails for $39, right? So higher capacity, longer runtime, but cheaper price. So that's why it's a winner. This always go with the battery that is being mass produced, right? So, but maybe you still have a ton of like older 1A650 batteries or CL123 batteries. Don't worry, you can also run the light with this included battery magazine. Pop and then it's the same size as your 21700 batteries. Alright? So note that if you do use these older 1A650 batteries, you are capped out at 1050 lumens, which is the second brightness. You cannot go up to the turbo 1800 lumens, but it's still very decent. So this light gives you backward compatibility and, you know, future proofing of, you know, all the modern batteries. So the third reason is, of course, USB-C fast charging. Here's where the port is. Open up. There, this is a USB-C port. So slightly older lights like the i4000R, which was the first light to use the new 2170 batteries, these take 6 to 8 hours to fully charge a big battery like this, right? But the new MH12S does it in just 3 hours 50 minutes. Right, that's insanely fast, which translates to, you know, less downtime and more uptime. Also, the design of the charging port has greatly improved, you know, compared to the older MH12 GTS. You can see the charging port was placed, right? So every time your thumb goes up to turn it on or off, you will trigger this flap. So over time, it just wear out, right? And waterproofing is weak as well, right? Look at how thin the flap is. It's very easy to rip off or damage, or, you know, water will easily get in. Look at where the new port is placed, right? It's completely recessed into the light. So when you're pulling the light in and out of the holster, right, there's less wear and tear because the rubber rarely touches the holster. Also, look at how thick the rubber flap is, okay? Oof, there. Look at how deep it goes into the body, right? This is the thickness, at least 0.5 cm. So this provides a fantastic seal against, you know, water, dust and snow. So quick test with our tank here, you can tell that, you know, there are no bubbles coming out of the light, which means it's a complete seal. But it's waterproof down to 2 meters only, so don't use this for diving. Alright, so you can also change the modes: underwater, low, medium, high, on and off. Alright. When it comes to charging, you can use the included USB-C cable, connect it to a 2A USB port to get fast charging. So here I'm using the, you know, Nitecore carbon power bank. So this is the fast charger. Once you plug it in into the port here, right, plug it in, you will see a blue light blinking under the mode button. Okay? Blinking means it's charging. Once it stays constant on, it's fully charged. When you're not charging the light, so you plug this out and the battery goes under 50%, this will start to blink, right? If it's above 50%, it will behave like this. Nothing will happen. You won't see it blink. So it's very easy to tell whether at night when your shift starts, you pick up the light. Is it blinking? Nope. Still above 50%, you're good to go. Right? If it's close to zero battery, it will start to blink rapidly. Alright, so you know when to charge your light. Simple, right? So other things that make this light awesome is the silent signaling. Say I want to signal too short and too long. Too short, too long. Right? I can silently because of this momentary switch. Look, right? It's completely silent. With lights that only have one button on the side, like the, you know, E4K, right? E4K or MH10, you know, there's no rear tail cap. I cannot do any signaling, right? You gotta press and hold to turn it on. You know, these kind of lights have limited functionality. Okay. The tail cap also has a hidden lanyard loop. Here you go. Alright. So a lot of guys were complaining that they bought the P20i and then there's no lanyard loop. Well, there is one here now, so you can attach the included lanyard to it, right? If you prefer something like this to secure your light. Right, there's also strobe, SOS and beacon modes, which you can access by holding down the mode button. Right, this is strobe, this is beacon, and then we go into SOS, which is your 3 long, 3 short. You can expand on this function with the 25mm traffic cone, right, which looks like this. Just slot it on like this. Woo. This is the NTW25, which slips on like this, and now you have a crazy bright and very visible 1800 lumen traffic wand. Alright, You can also use it as a constant on, this way. Alright, look at how bright this is. If you don't want it so bright, just lower the brightness, and you can control it however you want. Okay, the NDF25. So this actually diffuses your light like this, right? So you realize that because the button is this way, you can't tabletop stand it. So that's where the holster comes in. You can have it this way, you put it in reverse, and you can table stand the thing, right? So now you have a soft lantern light which you can place on any tabletop, right? There are also other 25mm filter attachments. You can see the hotspot here. So what this does, it softens the light. Right, so this is how it attaches. Just flips on like this. This is a sort of a rubber material. So the only way it secures is a friction grip. Okay. Right. So this transforms your light into a very nice and soft floodlight. So perfect for photo taking where you don't want any hotspot interrupting with your what you're trying to shoot. Okay. There are also red, green and blue filters. Just look for them in the 25mm section. To help make the light tougher, they've also added front springs in here, right? So whenever you drop your light on the floor, or you have a rifle recoil, or you hit this on something, right, the battery, because this is quite heavy, it will drop down. Every time it drops down, it will try and smash through the circuit board here, right? But this time it wouldn't, because when I press down, you can see it bounces back because it's a spring in front. So every time you drop your light, you see the battery will just smash down, whereas the MH12S, the spring pops the battery back up. So overall, this is gonna last you way longer if you tend to drop your lights. Okay. Next are carry options, right? So the MH12S comes with this NTH10 quick draw holster. It's all about deployment speed now. Compared to older nylon pouches like this, you have to peel it open, pull it out, pull it back, and then use, right? So if you want to put back the light, you gotta peel it open, sort of aim it properly, put it back, and then seal it. Alright? So compared to the quick draw holsters, I mean, it's called quick draw for a reason, right? Just grab, pull, and then you're good to go, right? Once you put it back, and then you're done. Okay, you see the difference, how many steps it has reduced. Of course, some might say that here you don't have a complete seal, you might accidentally press and all that. If you're worried about accidentally activating this, then just unscrew it slightly and you can no longer turn on the light. It's a manual lockout. Okay, if you're interested in buying this holster for whatever reasons, this is the MT2A holster. Alright, this is available on the website as well. Now when the light is in the holster, the mode buttons can be accessed. You can turn on the light, and because there's a hole at the bottom, which means you can mount the light on your vest or shoulder strap for hands-free use. Right, you can also flip the light, put back the traffic cone, and then now you have a wearable beacon because of the belt strap. So a lot of traffic stop guys, the TP guys, they have this on the back of their belt. So from the back, they are incredibly visible. So you can switch this to beacon or SOS for, then you can run this throughout the whole night. There's an adjustable clip on the back for you to move up or down, depending on how thick your belt is as well. You can also add the optional NTR10 grip ring, and it's going to help with retention. So if you prefer not to use these older lanyards, you can attach this on literally like a pocket clip, but with a grip ring here. You can mount the ring on different slots here, either 1, 2 or 3. Right, so I'm just going to put it on like this. Let's say I'm going to use the furthest end slot. Right there, works like this. So now you can either have it like this or middle finger this way. So even if you are wearing gloves, right, there's enough space for you to use it, no problem. Okay. Now if you are using the light in hammer fist grip like this, and for some reason you need to use 2 hands to do something, you can have both hands open like this, and then have better manipulation than having the traditional lanyard method where you attach this, right, and then you have to let go and then you let the light hang from your wrist, right? So this is a much more effective way of using both hands like this, right? If you don't want it here, you can also flip it out of the way, right, this way, do whatever you need to do, then flip it back in, and then you're good to go. Okay, so that's basically it, the 3 main things about this light that makes it Nitecore's new flagship light. 1800 lumens divided into 5 brightness levels and mode memory. Then the modern 21700 batteries, so it's forward and backward compatible. And the last is of course the USB-C fast charging port here. Combine it with all the other features, accessories and ways to carry, you have one heck of a light that you can do anything, go anywhere, survive almost any situation you put it through. Alright, so if you've been looking for a real upgrade to your current flashlight with best-in-class tech that's been refined over the years, there's nothing better than the MH12S right now, today, November 2020. Okay, so now you know what technologies are out there today. You can see for yourself if your current light checks off the 3 things I highlighted earlier. If it doesn't, then it might be time for an upgrade. This is, after all, version 5, right? It's the best version of the MH12 series that money can buy. Okay, so these are all in stock now at nitecorelights.com. It's $179 for the MH12S. And if you buy today from us online, also throw in 3 of the most useful items for all-purpose use. So Nitecore's best-selling 700 lumen Tip SE keychain light, right? So here's how it looks like. This tiny little monster does 700 lumens, yes, for real. It's low, medium, high, then you press and hold for turbo. 700 lumens from this tiny little thing, okay? Which is also USB rechargeable. So just slide this down to reveal the port here. Right there, USB rechargeable. So you can use the same cable from either lights to charge, either light, right? So this is $59. You'll get it free, okay? Next, you'll also be getting Nitecore's best-selling nano fabric waterproof cap, right? The NDH10. This model, right? This is completely waterproof. If you've seen the reviews on this page, they are absolutely amazing, right? Here's how it fits on. And the best part is you can use the Tip SE, right? Reverse the clip on the back, and then you can fit it onto the... Alright, and now suddenly you have a backup headlamp. Okay, that's also waterproof, okay? So last but not least, you also get the UAC20 USB-C fast charging cable. Alright, so this is 1 meter of really tough nylon material, right? It's also a data cable, so if you want to transfer data from your phone, your USB-C kind of phone, it also works. So, and this will last you a long time. So this is $9, you get it free. If you buy everything outside, right, like the MH12S, this one cable and the cap, it's gonna cost you $286, but you can get it now for just $179 with the coupon code MH12S free. Alright, so this is the best offer anywhere for the MH12S, so don't waste it. Even if you find it, $179 is too high, you can also go for 3 months installment. So there's literally no excuse to, take advantage of this incredible offer. Okay, so again, MH12S, Tip SE, waterproof cap, nylon cable, all for just $179. Okay, they're all in stock now, but as usual, these will sell out really fast. So order yours today. All right. Once your order is placed, we'll courier everything to your door in a couple of days. Okay, link to order is in the description below. As usual, this comes with our 60-day money-back guarantee and fuss-free 5-year warranty, right? So there's no risk at all. That's it. If you like to see more videos like this where we help you, choose the best lights for your work or adventures, subscribe below, and I'll see you on the next video. Alright, MJ signing out.